Boa noite. Boa noite. Kojima. Boa noite, pessoal. Boa noite a todos. Pessoal, vou falar a verdade. Esse chiado que tá tendo aqui no fundo é do computador. Então, vamos ouvir um pouco de barulho. Apesar que depois que o jogo iniciou, não tá tendo tanto chiado.
Please select a mission. Development project has been added. Commencing platform construction. Please specify a project. Clouds approaching.
Pois. Unidade pedir. Vamos falar a verdade. Aqui é uma metralhadora de imobilização. O que eu fazer com uma metralhadora de imobilização? Se for para imobilizar alguém, eu uso a pistola, e não uma metralhadora. Não te money o suficiente. Ter money. Tem mais que pede?
Please specify a project.
Fazer as missões.
Please select a mission.
Eu não iria fazer as missões secundárias.
Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan. Heading to Afghanistan. Mission not accepted. Mission accepted. Heading to Afghanistan.
Bora fazer uma missão pelado, né? Para o meu querido amigo que falou que se o jogo tá fácil. Não, ele não falou isso. Você falou para Bloodborne que se o jogo tá fácil é pra fazer pelado. Você aí falou isso para Bloodborne. Esse aqui vai ser quase pelado.
Boss, you need to disable the Soviets' reinforcement system by putting a hole in their base-to-base comms network. Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy its comms equipment. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Sem o celote. Tem um braço, vamos ver se
Be careful down there, boss.
eu sei.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. Enemy presence detected. Analysis complete. The map has been updated. Analysis complete.
Na verdade, se eu tivesse com minhas armas, eu só ia tomar uma. Eu só ia tomar uma. Mas quando eu não tô, eu vou pegar as armas deles.
You gotta extract him.
Guard post captured.
Eu esperava esse ele melhor, está.
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Isso, lembrando que eu fazer uma live no PC.
Caution, sandstorm approaching.
E o jogo pede 4 GB de RAM mesmo. Eu acho que não tô tão ruim.
Enemy presence detected. The map has been updated. You have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Clouds approaching.
Что? Эй, смотри!
Ô, droga.
Давай проверим. За мной. Понял! Контакт!
Boss, that's a serious injury. It won't heal on its own. You'll need to treat it with first aid.
Boss, come in. Boss?
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your
You
iDroid.
have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Analysis complete. 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 Analysis complete.
Que o cara tá ainda no mata de 12.
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
Uma coisa que não faz sentido. Você tem que ir pra missão sem sofrimento.
And destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
You have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Complete.
Mais fácil.
Подожди, не стреляй.
Where are your friends? Where are your friends? Speak.
The map has been updated.
Toma, cara.
Подожди, не стреляй.
Speak.
Mas eu não quero saber dos
The
especialistas, eu
map
quero
has
saber
been
dos
updated.
equipamentos.
Where are your friends? Where are your friends?
You have arrived at your destination.
Opa, esse daqui é gente boa.
Кто-нибудь снимите меня!
Aquilo ali é pra levar pro coração.
You gonna extract him?
Ele é amigo de verdade. tiro. Um tiro só.
Эй! Ты в порядке? Нет, не делай этого! Что за... снимите меня отсюда!
Subject on board. Leave the rest to us.
Это Зоя-4. Я вижу подозрительный воздушный шар. Возможно, на базе лазутчик. Жду указания. Прием! Это КП, понял.
Ué,
Возможно, это вражеское нападение.
consegue levar o caminhão?
Конец связи. КП, это Зоя-4. Найден подозрительный объект. Собираюсь проверить. Прием! Это КП, понял. Не теряйте бдительности. Конец связи.
É o cara. Levante, Snake.
Это КП. Все подразделения на боевые позиции. Повторяю.
Ô, bicho, demora uma eternidade pra levantar. É só levantar.
What happened? Boss!
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
Analysis complete.
КП, это Зоя-7. Слышу выстрелы. Откуда не ясно. Прием! Это КП, понял. Всем подразделениям. У нас могут быть нарушители.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Analysis complete.
Boa noite, Cinderela.
Extraction failed.
Какое-то движение!
olhar onde que eu tomei.
Boss, what happened? Boss!
Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
Капец, СВС-7!
You have arrived at your destination.
Прием! Это КП, понял. Всем подразделениям. У нас могут быть нарушители. Конец связи.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
A distância que a 12 pega. Olha, o cara atirou na mina. Só atira na mina.
Boss,
Pô,
come in.
que missão
Boss.
horrível. Pode fazer um nada. Tem nada pra eu pegar pra eu conseguir entrar.
Head for the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
Pode pedir apoio aéreo. Não pode pedir nada.
Капец, СОС-7! Слышу
Made
выстрел!
it.
Откуда
First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Будьте бдительны и найдите нарушителей. Конец связи.
Analysis complete.
КП-101! Тут происходит что-то странное. Жду указаний. Прием! Это КП, понял. Усилить безопасность. Повышенная боевая готовность. Конец связи.
Development complete.
КП до зоны 1. У нас тут труп. Ищите нарушителей. Прием. Это КП, понял. Последующие потери неприемлемы. Держите ухо востро. Конец связи.
Development complete.
Всем боевым группам. Это КП. На нас напали. Все подразделения боевым позициям.
Snake, are you okay? Snake!
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
КП, это зоя 7. Слышу выстрелы. Откуда не ясно. Прием.
You have arrived at your destination.
Это КП, понял. На нас напали.
You made it.
Подразделением.
First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Ah, que mentira! A distância.
Всем боевым группам. Это КП. Все подразделения на боевые позиции. Повторяю. Все подразделения на боевые позиции. Будьте очень внимательны. Реагируйте на каждое движение. Конец связи.
You have arrived at your destination.
КП-06. Противник скрылся из виду. Начинаю поиск. Прием. Это КП. Понял. Они не могли уйти далеко. Будьте бдительны. Конец связи. Штаб. Это КП. По нам велся огонь. Открыли огонь в ответ. Но потеряли врага. Враг может все еще прятаться поблизости. Соблюдайте осторожность. Прием. Прием. Всем базам. Это штаб. Всем базам. Усилить безопасность и готовиться к возможному контакту с врагом. Конец связи.
Só sabe tacar agora? Aí é apelação, né? Ó, a minha mina não pegou esse, mas não pegou, como assim?
Потерял визуальный контакт. Перемещаюсь к последней известной позиции. Прием! Это КП. Понял. Будьте начеку и найдите противника. Конец связи.
Oi, Snake. Oi, Snake. É pra você pular. Meu Deus. O cara não pula, ele fica parado. É para ele pular. Qual é a dificuldade de pular?
Enter the Eastern Communications Post and destroy the target equipment. Its location is on your iDroid.
You have arrived at your destination.
You made it. First, use the binoculars to locate the communications equipment at the facility.
Слышал? Наконец-то стали распределять танки по аванпостам.
Отличная техника.
Да, просто железные звери. Это, конечно, не самые новые танки, но лучше их все равно не найти. Легко производить, легко использовать.
А душманы при всем желании их даже не поцарапают.
Угу. Да здравствуют танки.
Ладно, мне пора.
Ага, до встречи.
тобой за не паниковала, съел с катушек.
Может быть.
That radio transmitter is used to relay messages between outposts.
Updated.
Take it out and the mission's complete. Your objective. Now get out of the hot zone.
Mission info has been updated.
You can't let them follow you. Throw off the enemies on your tail first. Alright, the coast is clear. Mission complete.
Extraction arrived at Mother Base.
Mission complete, and how? They're gonna tell stories about this one, boss.
S? S? Ó, eu esperava tudo menos S. Battle Guia concluído. E pode ser expedido com unidade de missões de expedição.
Emmerich's finished development on that battle gear of his. Get back to Mother Base. battle gear is an armored weapon developed to take on hostile bipedal weapon systems. But unlike the Soviet-funded Walker gear, the battle gear still hasn't been properly field tested. I'd like to assign a combat unit to take it on dispatch missions, so that we can evaluate its capabilities and reliability. Assuming you've got no objections, give the order to dispatch the unit from your iDroid.
Vamos lá fazer isso nesse lugar.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
Please select a mission.
Boss,
Unit
welcome back.
dispatched. Unit dispatched. Unit dispatched.
Uma coisa que eu reparei que é bom fazer nesse jogo é que essas missões de ataque é bom atacar a infraestrutura do inimigo.
Please specify a project.
Coisas que eu tenho curiosidade. Usar um revolvão. Saber como que é. Deu qual?
Development project has been added. Select unit. Staff assigned. Select unit. Select unit. Development project has been added.
Basagin magalaw.
Select unit. Staff assigned.
Subiu de nível. Subiu pro nível 36, mas eu preciso de 37. Trocou 6 meia dúzia pra mim. Deixa eu ver aqui quem que foi. É o Distribuindo. Oitava unidade de apoio. Vazag.
Select unit. Staff assigned.
Uning e Flaming. Uning e Brasil. Brasil Kiss.
Select unit. Staff assigned.
Ok. Essa missão é razoavelmente rápida.
Please select a landing zone.
Thank you for... Vai dormir bem durante a noite. Vai dormir igual uma pedra. Posso botar você?
Hey, quit kidding around. Snake?
Eu acho que isso era meio que óbvio, né?
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
Banho tomado, até modo chão. Jogo de 10 anos atrás já tinha isso, jogos atuais não tem. Deixa eu marcar de pé.
Please select a landing zone. Landing zone confirmed.
Roger.
This is B-Quad. Arriving shortly at LZ. This is B-Quad. On station at LZ.
Continuar assim.
Analysis complete.
Boss, we need evidence to prove our suspicions about Emmerich. Head to the central base camp in Afghanistan and recover that AI pod. It's time we purge Diamond Dogs of that traitorous parasite once and for all.
isso, pessoal. Ouvir um pouco das fitas.
About the pathogen spreading through Mother Base. You've seen everything we've got on the outbreak. What's your opinion?
Textbook symptoms of vocal cord parasite infestation. And judging from this casualty list, it is the Kikongo strain, meaning a breed of parasite that triggers symptoms upon detecting pronunciation specific to Kikongo.
So our Kikongo-speaking staff are at risk.
Quite so.
He's right. All the victims do speak Kikongo.
So they can survive if they just use another language.
There is no guarantee. You're only dealing with the Kikongo strain. Other language strains may be present. You well know he was teaching them languages from all over the world.
The Devil's House. Nzoya Badia Bulu.
There is no way to know how many strains he has at his disposal.
So how do we keep them from becoming symptomatic? You mentioned using microbes.
Use this. A type of Wolbachia. Introduced to a sample of the parasite.
Wolbachia?
A parasitic bacteria that colonizes the parasites, turning male to female and preventing copulation. You must cultivate more. What have you done with the infected bodies?
Cremated to stop the spread of infection. But we did keep a few for study.
Good. Take this sample, grind it to a pulp, and introduce it to the larvae now nesting in the dead. The Wolbachia will multiply rapidly within those larvae.
They're soldiers, not some petri dish.
Conventional cultivation methods will take too long. Extract the Wolbachia from those larvae and vaccinate your men. Kikongo speakers first. This is the fastest, surest way. No one is to speak a word of Kikongo until the Wolbachia are safely inside them. I will instruct your medical staff in detail on site. You have the appropriate facilities.
Yes, but
do not worry. I made a pact with your bit de Cholone on the honor of the Dene. I speak no lies.
Keep an eye on him.
Will do. Follow me. I'll take you to the medical team.
Now, we must wait for the Wolbachia to multiply in the larvae.
How is the disease transmitted? If it's carried by insects or rodents, then...
There is no intermediate host.
So...
The vocal cord parasites lay their eggs in the larynx of the host. Most hatch and migrate to the lungs, but some are transported to the mouth through ciliary movement, mixing in with saliva.
Saliva. Droplet transmission.
Sneezing, coughing. Any food or water containing infected saliva. It would spread fast.
Indeed. And when the larvae migrate to the lungs, symptoms can resemble the early stages of a cold, making it easy to infect others.
Meaning a simple conversation would be enough to pass it on.
Alright, so what happens after the larvae migrate to the lungs?
It is as I said before. They mature by feeding on alveolar tissue. It is only then that noticeable symptoms appear in the host.
And by that point, it's too late. He's infected everyone else. It's one hell of a weapon you've created.
That is what Blag Anna wanted. Something that would spread easily. In truth, he's not the reason. But we will discuss that another time.
The Wolbachia have multiplied. We're preparing to extract them and begin vaccinating. But Is this really the only way? Sure, it'll prevent infection, but the cost...
Code Talker, what are the metallic archaea?
Volcanic craters spewing sulfur. Water hot enough to boil your skin off. Ocean depths of 800 plus atmospheres.
Caution, rain
Wastelands
approaching.
radioactive enough to kill you where you stand. There are groups of organisms that survive despite. No. Because of living in such environments.
I've heard about them. Extremo... something.
Extremophiles. By selecting certain species, then subculturing and repeatedly modifying them, I created a metallic offspring of pure archaea. They subsist on metals rather than organic matter.
And some of them even consume uranium?
Yes. Uranium enrichment archaea metabolize only uranium-235. As a result, they produce weapons-grade enriched uranium.
How is that possible?
Consider how plants fractionate carbon isotopes when they conduct photosynthesis. Nature possesses abilities beyond our imagination.
So it was archaea that brought down your chopper?
Corrosive archaea, yes. They oxidize metals, feeding off the energy in the electrons they receive. What became of the wreckage?
We had the R&D team retrieve samples for study in airtight plastic containers, of course.
Prudent. We shall extract archaea from it in good time. They should help you fight back against Black Anna.
Any chance we could start now? It doesn't have to be a lot. I might just have another use for them.
If it's only a small amount you need.
That's fine. I'll get the R&D team to assist. Let's go.
South Africa was previously suspected of developing nuclear weapons. It already had a conspicuous presence at the UN because of apartheid and its armed expansionism. But when neighboring Angola and Mozambique became socialist countries in '74, South Africa felt hounded into a corner. So it accelerated its nuclear program to protect itself. 3 years later, the Soviets discovered a test facility, and 2 years after that, an American satellite observed a flash in the southern Indian Ocean. It said this was South Africa conducting a nuclear test with the help of a certain ally. Skullface used the situation in South Africa to get this ally to lend a hand. They both wanted nukes, so it was a mutually beneficial relationship. On the surface, anyway.
I figure South Africa started getting serious about nuclear weapons production in '75. In '74, the government was still able to get by with bluffing that it had a nuclear arsenal. But the year after, word spread that an independent armed group in the Caribbean was crushed by Cypher for possessing a WMD. That's right, boss. What happened to you and your men was the reason South Africa decided to push ahead with nuclear development. A force independent of any country getting its hands on a nuke. That was a threat to the existence of countries everywhere. It wasn't just South Africa. Your presence pushed a lot of countries to get nukes. The world was scared of you. You were a threat to more than just the Cold War. If nations are gears in a machine, you had the power to smash them loose and watch the whole world grind to a halt. This is yellow cake that Cypher was having the PFs transport. Before we met you, the boss recovered it from a truck crossing the savannah. Are there metallic archaea inside it?
Yes, the archaea metabolize uranium-235 to subsist. They must be stored inside yellow cake, where they cannot survive.
So those biological traces we took for impurities were actually the real cargo.
Of course they are deactivated, so they do not trigger a sudden enrichment. They are like baker's yeast. Yet, they do gradually enrich the uranium as they feed. I imagine you detected weapons-grade traces.
Yeah, we did. And the malachite that was loaded on the truck had traces of uranium in it, too. So that's the flower, huh? Skullface was gonna sell do-it-yourself nuke kits. The uranium-enriching archaea complete with a user's manual. And the ores with the uranium could be sourced by the client or provided by Cypher.
Even the trace amounts buried in common ores can be enriched to weapons-grade uranium by the metallic archaea. Proving that must have been the most important factor of the trials. That and the ability to successfully prevent detonation.
So if the amounts of uranium in the ores are low enough, they can get past any inspection. And you only need a tiny amount of the archaea to act as the yeast. No great challenge to smuggle that either. The first step towards saturating the world with nukes.
His plan. That was not my intention. My only goal in developing the metallic archaea was to save the Dene.
What made you think a tool for creating undetectable nuclear weapons would save your people?
After 70 years, the one that covers the parasite that lives on the surface of the skull's bodies is what gives them their power. Similar to my children who live in my skin. I modified the parasites I isolated from the body of that old man, differentiating them with various abilities. One that can blend perfectly into its surroundings by exposing the pigments in its cells at will. Another that, by harboring multiple species of metallic archaea, can oxidize and reduce metal. Isolating the one that covers and transplanting it into an artificial medium should provide the same abilities as the skulls, but they can only subsist within a human body. Once transplanted into the medium, they will eventually die. Another thing, the weakness of the one that covers is desiccation. Their surface moisture loss is greater than ours. The reason they give off mist is to alleviate this by releasing the salts inside them as microparticles. Water vapor condenses around them, appearing as mist. But this dries out the atmosphere until they cannot even produce mist. And once their supply of water from the host runs out, the parasites are in danger. They, along with their host, enter a form of suspended animation. However, a similar effect occurs if they come into contact with a large amount of water. Rain, for instance. The one that covers will temporarily abandon other processes in its eagerness to absorb the water.
Weather will clear shortly.
Make the weather your ally.
Why activate Sahelanthropus in Afghanistan? This is how Skullface wanted things to play out. The Soviet Union secretly develops a new type of nuclear weapon and successfully deploys it in Afghanistan. Revealing the existence of Sahelanthropus results in a return to the glory days of the Cold War. The threat it poses reignites the nuclear arms race between the world's major powers. The demand for nuclear weapons increases around the globe. What if you then introduced a nuclear weapon anyone could get their hands on? Non-nuclear nations, militant groups of all shapes and sizes, they'd all jump at the chance. Sahelanthropus was a marketing tool to sell nukes all around the world. But I think it's safe to say that plan was stamped out before it got up and running. The world's intelligence agencies never did turn up anything conclusive on it. After all, Sahelanthropus vanished before word could spread. Everything that's happened is already a fading memory, never to join the pages of history. Except for Cypher. Cypher won't forget. They'll already be working on something, quietly beneath the surface. They'll use the pieces of data scraped together from this incident to build their own bipedal weapon. It'll take them a long time to complete it, but for now, the greed sector have found their new life's work. We'll have to be ready too.
I have spoken enough. Your men can take it from here. Will you permit me to rest? Have something to eat?
I thought you don't eat.
I can subsist without food. But there is more to the act of eating than nourishment. We receive nature's blessings, and we affirm our part in it. And in doing so, we express our gratitude.
Sorry, it's, hearing you say you don't need to eat and that you're part of nature in the same breath. Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a 5-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Even we didn't have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the... And you just can't...
I eat them often. Even we...
Hamburgers?
Hamburgers.
Not exactly a... Anyway, what can we get you? Not exactly a 5-star restaurant, but the kitchen's used to serving a lot of different appetites.
Hamburgers.
Hamburgers?
Even we didn't have become Americanized. I eat them often back home.
And you just can't let them go. Well, as far as symbols of the American Empire go, hamburgers are pretty good. The victory of capitalism. Your people suffered so much at the hands of America. And you ask for hamburgers.
We have suffered more than you can know. But I do not see hamburgers as an accomplice. A single dish, providing a balanced helping of nature's blessings. Meat, grain, and vegetable. How could anyone hate such a magnificent thing?
Says the guy who can survive on photosynthesis. Balance has nothing to do with it. You just like a good burger.
That is also true. Be warned, though. I have very high standards.
Don't worry. I do too. All right then. One good old-fashioned all-American icon coming up.
I look forward to it.
Pessoal, muito obrigado por acompanharem essa live, esse vídeo. Que durou pouco tempo, né? Aqui já é 3h05 da manhã. Vai tirar ali. Vamos mudar detalhista. Então, pessoal, boa noite para vocês, bom dia, boa tarde. Muito obrigado e até breve.